The editors met for dinner last night, and this is one of the unique features of this organization in that we have a number of journal editors. We come together, we talk about the issues from NTLS, and then we create a thread. So it isn't we'll walk out the door tomorrow at 2 or 3 o'clock, or today at 2 or 3 o'clock, and it's over. It's really our responsibility to make sure that the thread continues and we take some of the experiences we have here and disseminate them in different sorts of ways. So, as I said, we had an active time yesterday, and I had to bring this list because I can't remember all these things. But I think before we talk about these things, what I'd like to do is have each editor introduce himself or herself and also the name of the journal that editor is associated with. And we'll start with Anita.
I'm Anita McAnear, and I'm the acquisitions editor for Learning and Leading with Technology, which is published by ISTE. And ISTE's Learning and Leading is actually a magazine. It's not a journal. It's not peer-reviewed, so it doesn't count for promotion and tenure. But we do try to support teachers and technology coordinators as well as teacher educators with ideas for methods courses.
Good morning. I'm Deborah Sprague, and I edit the Journal of Technology and Teacher Education, which is published by CITES. It is peer-reviewed, and it focuses on original research studies related to the use of technology in teacher education.
Hi, I'm Lynn Bill. I co-edit Contemporary Issues in Technology and Teacher Education with Glenn Bull, who should also be up here. But our journal is co-sponsored by the 4 Math, Science, English and Social Studies Teacher Education Associations, as well as CITE. We're a sister journal, and we were established with funding from PT3. And we're online, interactive.
My name is Denise Schmidt, and I co-edit the Journal of Computing for Teacher Education with Ann Thompson, and that journal is from CTE of ISTE.
I heard that had a different name, Ann.
I think, well, we're not allowed to say this, but this is family. I think we're going to, our new name is going to be Digital Learning in Teacher Education. Cool name. We're kind of working through the channels for that. I wanted to comment on Anita's remark about leading and learning. I do a lot of external reviews for people going out for P&T. People have published in leading and learning. I always point that out in an external review because the audience is so large, and for us as teacher educators, I think it is a very important arena.
Lynn Schromm, I'm the editor of Journal of Technology, Journal of Research. Lynn always messes that up. So now it's my turn. Journal of Research on Technology and Education, JRTE, which is also an ISTE publication. It's peer-reviewed. We're a little broader in terms of we publish original research, but it looks at technology in teaching and learning sort of writ large rather than just teacher education.
Hi, I'm Mike Spector, co-editor of Educational Technology Research and Development. Steve Ross is the other editor. We're sponsored by the Association for Educational Communications and Technology, and we publish original research on educational technology, instructional design, and learning outcomes.
Last but definitely not least, I'm Sharon Spaldino. I am the editor of Tech Trends, which is also a publication of the Association for Educational Communication and Technology. Ours is the applied side of what Mike does in terms of ETRD. Ours is a journal which looks at, it's peer-reviewed, and we look at it from the perspective of what it is that we can do in practice. And we're not limited to teacher education, although we do have a number of articles that are focused on classroom practice. Really, we look at a very broad spectrum of technology in learning kind of environments.
So you can see we have an impressive set of journals here and an impressive set of authors. Put these people together and a lot happens. What we decided last night is that we'd like to jointly pursue several initiatives. The first is that we're going to write, not exactly a joint editorial, but the idea is we're going to frame the issue of the need for research in participatory media, maybe new literacies. Lynn and I are going to work this out. And Lynn and I will do a draft just of a frame of what's going on there, what we think needs to be done. Then we're going to frame a question that we will send to all the editors. And the sense of that question will be, given this issue, what would each editor suggest in terms of research, perhaps methodology, for his or her particular journal? So it's a joint editorial, and we will have a very specific voice from each journal on this issue of the need for research in this area. So an exciting project, something a little different than we've done before. Glenn wasn't with us last night, so we don't know if it's okay or not.
These guys too, it's always okay, and it's great to see this much energy coming out.
And I think what we would probably do is to publish that in the CITE journal, Lynn and Glenn's journal, and then put a link in all the rest of our journals in our editor's column or some other way, so we'll all reference it. So something kind of new, and I think a way to make a statement across the field. We're also suggesting that we invite 2 new journals to participate. One of the journals, we decided, now this is revolutionary, that we go with an international journal. Nikki Davis always made it real clear to me how we were truly not international, and this fact that we don't really have an international journal is a piece of this. I think what we're going to do is invite the British Journal of Technology to participate, if that's okay with Glenn. And we also have an online journal. Mike, you had the name right. So.
Yeah, it's Education, Technology, and Society. Ken Shook's the editor. He's now at Tabasco. And it's a high-quality, peer-reviewed online journal that's in our area of interest. And he's a very collegial guy to work with. And so is Nick Rushby at BJED.
Is that okay?
That's wonderful. You guys are on a roll.
Yeah. Another project for this group is we'd like to continue the NTLC award, the award that was given yesterday. And we're going to develop together the criteria for the award. We're going to come out to you and ask for nominations for the award for next year. And then we have decided that we're the organization that's going to choose the winner, if that's okay with Glenn. What we're wanting to put together is a procedure for doing this. We thought it was enormously successful yesterday. I'm thinking one of the criteria should be the person is a good speaker. That may not happen, but we would like to do that. The last piece is, one other group project that we have in mind is we're very interested in the problem of having people in our field use valid and reliable instrumentation for their work. We see so much time wasted in people creating new instruments or using instruments that really have not been carefully studied. So our idea together is that we will create a depository for instruments, a central electronic depository, and that these will be linked to articles about these instruments in all of our journals. So if you're looking for a particular instrument, there's a way to get it, and it's a way to make all these instruments public. People who've developed instruments know that there's a penalty to doing that. What happens is your phone rings all the time. People want permission to use your instrument, and then they use it, and then they want to find out how to score your instrument. So it becomes a real waster of time, actually, although, of course, it's important. So our idea is this central depository. We'll put out a call in each of our journals, and we will publish articles about each of these instruments and the development and the procedures. But then you can go get them in this central depository. We're also going to organize it so you can look for instruments. It'll be indexed both ways. So if you're looking for an instrument, does a particular thing, a way to find it, and a way to go back and find the article.